Right. So, in the previous session, we discussed about uh, exposure types like medical, property damage, legal, other, all that. There are other rules also, especially when we are working on the different exposure types. The one is about the severity rules. These are the rules majorly uh, dictates the severity of the exposure. For example, if there is any kind of claims which is large enough to create any significant financial liability. So the severity rules are being used for. Next, at the same time, we need to calculate the exposure, means the amount of risk which is involved, right? So that risk assessment and what amount of risk that we are holding, okay, that can be done under the calculation of exposure. So in this, generally, we majorly govern how the exposure values, whatever the kind of financial limits which are being calculated or any kind of updations, including any kind of factors like coverage limits, deductibles, reserve amounts, everything will be part of calculation of exposure. Next, about the exposure credits, exposure creations. These are the rules, how the exposures are automatically created. For example, when a new claim is filed or any additional information that is being added, and also exposure creation. So being used well. Last one but not least, exposure adjustments. These are all including any automatic updates that we are using or any kind of adjustments to the exposure when there is any kind of new data that we are entering. For example, you are updating any medical expenses or repair cost. These are all part of exposure adjustments. So these are the different exposure rules, severity rules, all these. One will be used, especially being a business analyst role, when we are trying to understand about the business rules, all that. Under the Guidewire Claim Center, this is what something that we must be good with.